Today we're speaking to Mr. Mushtaq Jamal, Director of Engineering at Bevel Gears India Private Limited. He's also a board member of the American Gear Manufacturers Association. Thank you for speaking to us, sir.
Most definitely happy to do that.
Can you tell me a little bit about your company, what products you manufacture, and your USP?
Sure. So we're a family business. It was started in 1976 by my father, Sulaiman Jamal, right here in Bangalore.
Right.
And right from the beginning, we focused on bevel gears, which is a niche within a niche. And it's a very interesting market that I've come to, an interesting field that I've come to be very passionate about. We're involved with a number of different applications and a number of different sectors. So we do work for performance motorsport, robotics, industrial applications, machine tools, mining, marine, some aerospace work as well. So it's very broad in that respect. And we've got a very broad size base by global standards. So we start by 5 millimeters and we go up to almost 2 meters. Over and above that, we're also involved with multiple markets overseas. So we export approximately 40% of our sales. And that really helped, especially during times like COVID. So you never quite catch the crest of the wave. You never go as high as if you're linked to one industry.
Right.
But you really do prevent the crashes.
Yes.
So it's a little bit more like this rather than the ups and the downs.
Right.
One of the things that we've focused on in the last few years is being more niche and more specialized.
Okay.
Because we think that there's a tremendous demand in India as well as overseas for the kind of work that we can do. So we're proud to say that we've got some very unique capabilities and we're the first in India to be able to do that. We started first in the private sector with spiral bevel grinding, where today we've got 3 CNC grinders and we'll be adding on more this year. Over and above that, we've got capabilities now for curvy couplings, and CNC straight bevel grinding is something we just added a few weeks ago, actually. We're very happy to do that. We're the first in the country to have added that on. Nobody else has that at this point in time, none of the PSUs or in the private sector. So for a small family business to be doing that, I think is a great step to be able to do.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool,
Yeah.
plain and simple.
Right.
One of the other things we offer, which again is a niche within a niche, are these high ratio hypoids.
Okay.
They're used in robotics and other applications. And all of this is possible only because of the support of the OEMs from the technical side as well as the application stuff. So you can't do anything alone.
Right.
And this is again testament to the different relationships we've built over the years.
Right. Okay. What are the challenges and opportunities of being in India, of working in India, of supplying
Well,
to India?
being in India, any number that's a fraction of a billion is still a big number.
It's a big opportunity.
It's a big opportunity.
Right.
And what I've spoken to many people about for many years is whatever we find to be a problem in India is an opportunity. So there's a tremendous amount of growth here. Airports, infrastructure, just the basics. That's for the own country's attention.
Right.
The other is the fact that pretty soon we're going to be the most populous country in the world. And we've got a very, very, very large young population.
Yes.
So you've got access to people, number one, and the fact that still traditionally education is very highly valued in India.
Yeah.
That's a cultural influence that you can't superimpose on a country if you want to. Right? So that really is the heritage, and this is going back many, many, many generations.
Right.
And I think that alone is a tremendous advantage to India for the future.
Okay.
Right? So you've got natural resources, young people, and an educated workforce. It's
The opportunity is
all there.
immense.
Tremendous opportunity.
What about the challenges?
Well, challenges are, I'd say at this point in time, a little bit of the mindset. There tends to be the expression that gets used is cheap and best.
Right.
We believe it's either cheap or it's best. It's not going to be both. And
That's one
once
of your
that
USPs,
changes-
isn't it? That's one of the company USPs as well.
Ours, yes.
Yes.
So we do low volume, high mix. So
Right.
it's the exact opposite of what a lot of other people do, which is typically very high volume, relatively low mix. So for us, in a given month, at any given time, there's at least 400 different products going through. And they start with prototype volumes, lower than 10, up to several thousand.
Okay.
So it's a very, very broad spread.
Right. What are your thoughts in being a member of the American Gear Manufacturers Association?
I think the AGMA is a great platform. I think there's a bit of a misconception that AGMA is in the US.
Right.
Maybe it's standards. There are people who've been there for ages. We can't access them. It's exactly the opposite. A very, very accessible, friendly, well-intentioned, informed group of people run AGMA, and they're more than willing to help. And I think that being active there has helped our business tremendously
Right.
with the networking over the years, where we like to say that we're active AGMA members. We don't just have the membership and we leave it at that. We always advocate people to go meet,
Right.
interact, network. We started originally just by being participants at Gear Expo.
Okay.
That's now the MPT show. That's been rebranded a few years ago. But we found that actually attending the annual meeting reaped tremendous rewards because that's where the networking happens.
Right.
Like right now, we're at a booth. There's people milling around. It's
Yeah.
very, very hard to get to even go and say hi to your neighbor.
Right.
But at the AGMA annual meeting, the focus is a lot more on getting to know who the other people are there. And it's not a small crowd. We're talking about 300 odd participants on
All
the
of your
year.
colleagues in that sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All of your colleagues there. And you all have similar challenges.
Yeah.
Right now, I think globally everyone's having a hard time finding people. There's a tremendous demand
Yeah.
for products, whatever you're involved with.
Right.
And there's just a genuine problem with getting people. So why not sit down and chat about it over a cup of coffee? Understand that. Then you naturally branch off into technological trends. What's someone else doing? Did it work for them? Did it not? And it's really and truly the essence of networking. In the meantime, you get to make some good friends along the way.
Right.
There's no downside with that. But you need to take a long-term view. You don't just show up and magically things happen.
Okay.
You get out of it as much as you put in, as with everything in life.
Right.
Same over here. But like I said, you have access to AGMA, the standards. And one of the things that I think the awareness is spreading now is there's a tremendous amount of education that AGMA offers
Okay.
that is truly world class
Okay.
and that's accessible to everybody. Earlier, a lot of the education globally was only in person.
Right.
It makes it hard if you're going to go overseas. Very expensive. Timelines, you've got your own business to run, you're in the other part of the world. And I'm speaking as an international member. But they have webinars now.
Okay.
Those also get recorded. And they've got online training as well.
Okay.
So you've got several areas that you can pick from. And if you'd like customized classes, if you have a large enough group, they're willing to do that too. So you really have everything that's available and they're willing to customize it, which I think is a great thing.
Right.
A lot of people are not willing to change the way their structures are. AGMA is willing to listen. So I highly advocate being a member, going to the annual meetings, going to the gear shows, take the long-term view, get to know people, make some friendships along the way, and learn along the way as well.
Speaking of learning, how do you feel about Gear Technology India launching?
Great platform, great time to do it. Again, another very good team, and it's a great chance for people here in India to showcase their capabilities.
Right.
And it ties into exactly what I said with AGMA. The fit is excellent. The time, I believe, is great as well. And if you look globally, there aren't very many gear-related platforms
Yes.
which are structured. There may be blogs, there may be groups, which
Right.
are always very, very helpful.
Right.
But GTI is playing off of Gear Technology in the US. You've got a humongous resource base that's decades old, very well cataloged, very well articulated, very easy to access. And now it's coming here, so it's a chance for local companies here to showcase what they're capable of.
Right.
Because right now there's a lot of international focus on India. The spotlight truly is on India. So why not show what you're able to do? And
Right.
GTI speaks perfectly to that audience. And so if someone's on the fence, I wouldn't even think about it. Go there, advertise, let people know what you're doing, because otherwise, again, your worlds apart. But today, with what's available digitally, utilize it to its fullest. So, good team, good organization, and a great time to incorporate all of this. So, best of luck to the team.
Thank you so much for talking to us.